So last week we had an update to World War II in which it tackled a lot of technical things, but while we had some adjustments to the game made last week, we also have a lot coming this week. And for those guys that have heard the news, Winter Siege starts Friday the 8th in just 2 days now at this point and goes until January 2nd. There's gonna be tons of content like free Winter Carrington to all players, winter themes to HQ, headquarter gear sets and customization items, the return of gun game, double XP events, and a whole lot of quartermaster content. So in this video, we're gonna be breaking down absolutely everything you need to know about the Winter Siege event, the first seasonal event within World War II, and what looks to be the catalyst for multiple seasonal events that will be happening throughout the next year. But we're gonna be giving you guys everything you need to know about the Siege events and what you should look out for. So first things up, get ready because it comes Friday, but we also will get something a little bit earlier. The first glimpse of things to come starts tomorrow with a patch and update to World War II on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. As it stands right now, it's currently set that PC will get the update on Friday, so a day later as the event ends up going live. But that's probably due to the patch driving down the pipeline because Sledgehammer is responsible for the two consoles, but Raven is primarily handling the PC version, so it goes from first party to secondary party at that point and causes a day lag perhaps. But that said, the patch that will go live is a bit vague on what we know of at the moment. Sledgehammer did detail a little bit of what's to come in this update and patch on a technical aspect, but as it stands right now, it's gonna be clearer in time because what's detailed today isn't actually the patch notes, it's just a quick little heads up of things to let players know what will be coming. But that said, in this update, we'll be getting things like ranked changes of FMJ and Molotov cocktails restricted, CTF on Saint-Marie Dumont, and search on Gibraltar will be removed from rotation, and stats counting towards your global stats, that's supposedly something that's going to have some fix. Now, that hasn't been detailed if it's going to completely remove any stats that are made from ranked play and remove it from the fact that it can count towards your soldier, but it is something that will be at least adjusted. So we'll see just how in-depth that actually gets in a little bit of time. That said, that's not the only changes though that have been detailed out of this little preview to the patch notes. Headquarters fixes like a mute all button, prestige exploit fixes, as well as score streak training exploits will be fixed and adjusted within this, and that's one that I think a lot of people can get behind, is the headquarters mute all aspect that a lot of people have been asking for at the moment. Now finally, the last thing that was a little bit of a preview for these notes was that zombies fixes in the loss of XP and issues with supply drops after prestiging will be addressed and dealt with accordingly. Now once again, that's not a full list by any means, but just a brief preview of what we can expect, with the full patch notes coming probably an hour or two after the patch goes live and starts rolling out for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 coming tomorrow. But we do need to remember that the bulk of this is a lot of the content for Winter Siege, prepping for that. So while the last update had addressed a lot of technical features and fixes within World War II, and it was about, I think, a 300 megabyte patch or something like that, this one is probably going to dwarf that in size. I can't say how big, but maybe a gig, 2 gigs, something like that, so it might take a little bit of time depending on your internet connection. That said, let's get into the goodies again, because that's what we're really all caring about. Let's start basic. Headquarters, as you know it, the map layout, player limits, and all of that is exactly the same, but there's gonna be a few cool reskins coming. Snow, Christmas trees, and other holiday goodies are all going to be a part of it, and Captain Butcher is in charge of the quartermaster area for the time being in the duration of the Winter Siege event. He's bringing with him winter supply drops and winter gear with all new weapons. Now with that topic said and weapons on the table, let's talk about them because we get our first glimpse at how DLC weaponry will look and be handled within World War II, and admittedly, I'm not too bothered by the way that it's being handled. Firstly, we got the confirmation of 5 new weapons within World War II. The Gewehr 43, the Sten, the GPMG, the Ice Pick, and the Trench Knife. 3 ranged and 2 melees, making it a solid pack of weaponry coming at one time, and seeing how we can prep for these coming this Friday, it also makes them the earliest of the introductions of DLC weapons within the Call of Duty franchise, beating out Black Ops 3's first melee weapons by about a week's time, I believe, or so, maybe a week or 2, give or take. But that said, the first thing out of the way, DLC weapons will have cosmetic-only variants for them. Literally 0 stat changing factors whatsoever have been confirmed. The only thing that will be different from the base weapons is the XP bonus on the variants of Epic and Heroic Stature, which is something we already see within World War II now with all the weapon variants that we have at the moment. So don't worry if that's a concern that you had. You're not going to be getting beamed by somebody with an M1928 Speakeasy V2, but as for the variants and where you can get them, this is where it starts to break down a little bit more. So of course you're going to have the exclusives to supply drops. That's something we can probably all have inferred and guessed by this point, but the catch is they're available in Winter Siege drops. So the unfortunate part is that you have drops saved up. Like myself, I believe I have about 125 at this point. Those don't necessarily look like they're going to be counting towards these weapon drops that you can end up getting for them because they're not Winter Siege drops. That said though, again, the other catch to the catch, I guess, is that siege drops are actually replacing rare drops entirely. So you'll be able to have the ability to earn them after matches, from orders and contracts, and of course, if you want to buy them, you can. But if you're like me and don't see the need in buying drops, you have all the other current ways to earn them as well. So rare supply drops are going to be temporarily phased out for these Winter Siege drops, and that said, you'll be able to have definitely the options going forward if you want to grind them out and try and collect a few of them. You'll have a good chance then at that point. The upside to this though, if you are looking to get some things out of regular supply drops still, that loot pool content is still available within the Winter Siege supply drops. It's just that the Winter Siege rare supply drops guarantee you at least one Winter Siege specific item. So it's something in which you're kind of pulling from both pools of content at the same point in time. One at least from the Winter Siege, and then two from the standard subset of items in the supply drop pool. So it's definitely something that I think works out nicely. Plus, there are going to be Winter Siege collections and free drops given out and earned via orders, daily bonuses, weekly login bonuses, and multiple other ways. So while it's not detailed yet if all of the variants and such will be in the collections for Winter Siege, it's a nice little sign as to the many ways that we can end up seeing them. Via supply drops, via orders and contracts, via collections. There's a lot of different ways here, so it's definitely nice. The only thing that I'm unsure of and a bit skeptical on is that there's no mention of the base weapons just yet. I personally think that they'll be given out for free because of the ability to get specific variants through daily and weekly orders from Major Howard, but there's no mention on how to get the Gewehr Stand, GPMG, Ice Pick, and Trench Knife on their own. So I guess we'll see. I would imagine once again they're given out for free, but I also don't have any info to either say yes or no to that theory. But other than that, there's still a lot of different content coming within the Winter Siege event. One thing being Carrington becomes free to all for players that take part in the Winter Siege seasonal event here. So if you end up logging on at any point in time over the next month to World War II, you will have access to Winter Carrington. Previously, it was only a season pass holder item in which you had to have the season pass to play the map, and it's a lot of fun. It is a good time, and being thematically reskinned now to be a snowy map is going to be a lot of fun as well, especially with the influx of players being able to play it for everybody. The population on some of the playlists previously with Carrington 24/7 got a little bit dismal at times, but now being able to have everybody jump on and play, that'll be extremely exciting to have a large population enjoying the map for free. So that said, there's going to be Winter Carrington playlists, so make sure you jump on and play in the classic map itself. It's hectic, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you gotta be ready for fights at every corner. So make sure you get ready for that. And then Gun Game also returns, or I guess shows up finally, because we've had Gun Game in our combat records since launch, but it is the fan favorite mode returning, and you're gonna be able to take out a lot of different enemies, play some free-for-all modes, experiencing every single weapon in World War II, and having a lot of fun around with it. So it's gonna be a good time. Make sure you jump on and experience all of that as well. But one thing to, I think, kind of round this out, this little detailing video, is that there is a calendar of events that can be seen and tracked for you guys, in which you can take a look at everything coming up within the next 4 weeks of this event. So it showcases the free gift dates, the double XP featured playlist, the weekly orders, the daily orders, and the contracts from Friday, December 4th, all the way up until Tuesday, January 2nd, the last day of the Winter Siege event. So that said, I'll have some of the footage scrolling on screen so you can see this calendar for yourself. I won't even lie, I tried to detail this for you guys so you didn't have to actively go and see this yourself, but it's something that just added so much time onto this video, so I decided, you know what, instead of listing off every single individual thing, here it is for you guys to see in its entirety. You can just check it all out in one-stop shopping right here in this video. But that said, Winter Siege is coming. Tomorrow the update goes live, fixing some technical things, but also getting us ready for everything we'll have coming out in the next month, and it's gonna be a good time, my friends. I think you guys should be excited. I am super excited for it because, honestly, I have been grinding World War II. I've been loving it. Despite all the issues, I still think it is a fantastic game at its core and has a lot of potential. And this sort of thing, giving back to the fans, the players a little more, and also giving us more content at the same time, this is what I like to see. So that said, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to jump on and play with you guys a little bit in this Winter Siege event. I can't wait to take advantage of the new maps, the new weapons, all that good stuff. I just am so excited. So that said, I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Are you guys looking forward to anything out of all of this in particular, whether that be Winter Carrington, new weapon DLC, some new orders and contracts, some different playlist updates, whatever it may be? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. There's no right or wrong answer, so whatever you have, feel free to let me know. That said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, make sure to drop a like down below, and of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything we have here regarding Call of Duty World War II. We're gonna keep you guys up to date with everything you need to know about Call of Duty, both updates, patch notes, new DLC weapons, best tips, tricks, class setups, all that good stuff. We got you covered here up on the channel, so if any of it interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. But all that said, out of the way, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.